All the way to the left, Casey.
Jim, what's the status of Crown Higdon and what's the status of Chris Evans?
Both have been, Chris is working through something new now. Crown had been working through something, so no real status to give as they come in today. We'll see where they're at day by day.
Okay.
Just,
In the back, Adam.
Jim, going back to Shea's efficiency thing, with DPJ he's like 14 of 15, 4 touchdowns, and with Gentry I believe he's like 11 for 17. Have you ever had that? Have you ever seen that type of quick start, that type of consistency since in your coaching career?
yeah, you've seen that kind of consistency. It's a good thing. I think overall Shea has been seeing the field really well, making accurate throws, on time, getting good protection for the most part, and receivers across the board have been catching the football, getting separation, getting open, and then finishing plays. That's been a real positive.
Have you ever had a quarterback
Be that efficient?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in his first 3 games.
I'm not sure.
All the way on the left, Larry.
Had quarterbacks complete 70% of their passes, though.
Did you?
I don't think I did.
On the left there, Larry.
Coach, can't win a Big Ten title in the opener, of course, but how much do you talk about, striving for a Big Ten championship? How motivated and hungry are you in this program to win one?
To win a game?
Big Ten championship.
Oh, very motivated.
Is that daily, weekly, regular?
Daily, weekly, yeah, yearly. Yes, sir.
All of those?
Yes.
Steve.
When you made a decision on Michael Onwenu, where to play him, which side of the ball, what was it that determined for him that he would play on the offensive side of the line?
We played him at both. We tried him out at both and felt like his best position now and long term for his career would be playing in the offensive line. And he has done very well. He continues to be an ascending player. Still still in the process of becoming as good as he can be, but I think he's doing an excellent job.
To your right, Chris.
Coach, are you approaching this game preparing for either of their quarterbacks, and what have you seen from Nebraska on film?
Yeah, I think you have to prepare for both. Seen a really good physical team, a lot of team speed, a lot of athleticism, and right now going through all their schemes. I mean, they have a lot already put in, and you watch what they did at UCF as well, and you expect that to be indoctrinated into the Nebraska schemes as well. So there's a lot to be working on right now.
In the front left there, Nick.
As you guys monitor Chris and Crown, we know True has gotten a lot of time after him. What's that looking like in the rotation there? If other guys had to come in and play, how would that play out for the backs?
Amari Samuels after True, who really played well in this game. I thought he protected well, had the one holding penalty, caught the ball in the backfield well, ran good. He continues to grow and grow as a player. Amari Samuels, Kristen Turner will be working in there as well. He's done a fine job, and Hassan Haskins. That would be the next group.
Haskins working with the linebackers?
Yeah, we've had. He's done both. He's done both, and his still yet to be determined what his best position is. He was a very good defensive player in high school. He was a very good offensive player in high school. He's playing special teams right now, and heck, his best position could be defense. It could be offense. But right now we, he's higher on the depth chart on offense and more offensive ready. So for now, he's coming back to offense, and maybe he ends up doing both. So all yet to be determined. But he's a talented player and could show up in both places, going forward, including special teams.
In the right here, John.
Zach Gentry had a big game catching the ball for you Saturday. How is he graded out blocking and doing the other things that you want out of a tight end?
Really blocking well. Really becoming a complete player. Really becoming that. False start. Need to be better at that. He had a couple other ones that were really in the gray area as well. So, but physically, really excelling. And the only times where you could say there was an exception to that is where he blocked the wrong assignment, but very, very, very close to being a complete player.
In the back, in the middle, Matt.
You mentioned Christian Turner is one of the guys in the running back rotation. Was he held up by injuries in the fall camp, and has he been able to show you something? And can you also give us an update on Aubrey Solomon?
He's still day-to-day with Aubrey and his rehab. Christian really opened a lot of eyes, from the very first practice, and doing good, doing really well. Excited to see him play. He's right there now in the mix.
Front left, Larry.
Cesar Ruiz, can you talk about how he's developing as a center and give us a sense of what his personality is like off the field?
Developing well as a center. Personality-wise, he's a well-liked guy. Very smart player. It's important to him. Players kind of gravitate to him. He's coaches like him. He's got a lot of energy, and good to be around.
To the left there, Casey.
Jim, did you ever play against Scott Frost when you were in the NFL, and what are your first impressions of him if you guys haven't talked?
Really, I have a lot of respect for Scott. I have a lot of mutual friends through our Stanford connection. Really impressed with what he's done as a coach, what he did as a coordinator at Oregon. I had a chance to compete against him there, and when he was at UCF, really one of the bright coaches in our profession.
What's the status of Jacob West?
Jacob West is going to need a surgery. He did tear his ACL, so it was very unfortunate. Somebody who'd really come on this season and was contributing and just ascending each day and week, and but it was an injury that's going to need a surgery, and projected it'll be a successful surgery, and he'll be back to playing hopefully by spring ball.
Chris.
Was the True Wilson a hold, an actual hold? You said after the game you weren't sure if he held him or not.
Oh, he held him. Yeah, he did, for sure.
And then how would you?
For sure.
And then how would you assess the running game through 3 games?
Been good, been productive. Still have there's some timing issues there. There's still some, we're successful when we're on the right guy, and that's encouraging. And but yeah, not where we want it to be yet, and continues chasing perfection. But improved, yes. From any standard or way you could measure it, I believe it's improved and improving.
In front here, Angelique.
Jim, you went back and looked at the penalties, obviously. How many were legit in your mind?
Yeah.
How many were legit?
Oh, not really keeping score. on them, and right now we're in the process of, asking for some clarification. So I couldn't give you the exact number that were legit and weren't. But definitely we had things that we got to clean up, and talked about a little bit with the false start, the holding, special teams penalties. I mean, hitting a guy out of bounds. I mean, you got to know where the white is. And Jordan Glasgow made that mistake, and there was others. Waiting for clarification on the targeting. Still not with that one. So, like an explanation. We'd all like an explanation on that. And you compare it to other plays in the game, where there's, that if you're saying that hitting a ball carrier, with the crown of your helmet, that's happening a lot. The runner, in fact, is leading with the crown of their helmet when they're running a play. Didn't think Khalek's was with the crown of his helmet. And I thought he led with the shoulder. So, that's interesting. Be interesting to follow, how that's called going forward, because there's many issues in that. I mean, in that case, the ball carrier, fully was leading with the crown of his helmet, through the hole, fully leading with the crown of his helmet. So yeah, how that's interpreted would be good for clarification for everybody.
I mean, is part of the issue that it was the booth, where, the call came from the booth on that?
I think that's the issue is when you're talking about crown of the helmet, ball carrier leading with the crown of their helmet. And the target moves. I mean, as somebody's coming through a hole, running through a hole, that ball carrier is moving, and the standard of whether you just happen to hit helmets, is that what we're, because that's going to happen a lot. People they're going to touch helmets, and that may not, the individual may not be targeting somebody, but there could be a hit, a glance with the helmet. That happens a lot in football.
Could Cron have played last week?
No, he didn't feel like he could.
Okay. There's no. Okay.
Front, Nick?
Jim, you've had 3 games now with the new staff. I know you liked what you saw in the offseason. You liked how they were reviving and all those things. You guys went through 3 games, 3 weeks, 3 game plans. In game, especially, how's your judgment of how things have gone?
Good. Just everybody doing a good job. Really good at what they do, and and collectively been real good and gelling. So productive.
Got time for 2 more. We'll start in the back. Adam.
Jim, Josh Ross has gotten some good playing time. Can you kind of assess what you've seen out of Josh lately?
Oh, Ross?
Yeah.
He's improving. There's he got a penalty in the game. That thought that was he got called for pass interference, I believe, but that's another one we're asking for clarification on. Thought he just redirected a receiver before the ball was in the air, but he's playing well. And they all got great example in Devin Bush to watch. I mean, Devin is playing at a super high level, and in all regards. So, Devin Gill also, turned in a solid game. So, can't have greater example than Devin Bush for the young linebackers like Josh Ross and others. But got to be impressed with Josh Ross and his ability to play and execute, and so early in his career.
A lot of other guys are getting mentioned. Brandon Watson Brandon's had a solid first 3 weeks. He hasn't got a ton of mention. What have you seen out of Brandon?
Yeah, well, he was our player of the game last week, defensive player of the game. He had tackles last week. He had PBUs, 3 of them. He's been consistently playing well for our team, including the first game. He had an interception, and Yeah, B. Watt is trusted agent.
Last question in the back left, Brandon.
You got a pretty nice field goal out of Quinn there on Saturday. You started to build a lot of confidence in his leg. I know he's always had the power, but the accuracy seemed to have been a concern so far this year.
Yeah, just working on the timing of the process. You know, it's such a battery: snapper, holder, kicker, and great to see, you know, that unit and also the protection come through for us when we needed it. That was a big field goal in that game that made it a 3-score game, 45-yard field goal. Nice to see the fellas knock that one home.